What happens to your CPP when you pass away? I'm Mark Sabrin. Let's dig into it. Let's assume that both you and your spouse are receiving the Canada Pension Plan. What would happen if one of you were to pass away? Before we can get into that, we have to first understand how your CPP payment is calculated. The amount that you receive from CPP is based on how much you contributed to the plan. Now, the standard age to start your CPP is at 65. And to receive the maximum amount, you would have needed to maximize your contributions for at least 39 years after the age of 18. So the maximum that someone can receive today at 65 is $1,254 per month. However, you can start your CPP as early as 60, but you would garner a penalty of 0.6% for every month that your pension is taken before the age of 65. So if you took it on your 60th birthday, your pension would be reduced by 36%, and the maximum that you'd be eligible to receive is $802 per month. On the flip side, you can actually defer your CPP up to age 70, and if you were to do that, you would actually get a bonus of 0.7% for every month after the age of 65. So if you wait until you're 70, your CPP is going to grow by 42%, and the maximum that you could receive today is $1,780 per month. So back to the question at hand. What would your spouse actually receive if you were to pass away? Upon death, there actually is a one-time payout of $2,500, but as far as ongoing payments are concerned, that's where things get a little bit complicated. There are many rules that will determine what you will receive, but there are two primary ones to keep in mind. So the first one is that you can only receive up to 60% of your spouse's pension if you are over the age of 65. And the second rule is that the amount that you receive from your spouse cannot increase your CPP pension above the maximum that someone is eligible for at age 65. So your CPP cannot then be increased after receiving the survivor pension higher than $1,254 per month. So best case scenario, you can receive up to 60% of your spouse's pension, and in the worst case scenario, you actually receive nothing at all. So let's dig into a few examples. Okay, so we have spouse A and spouse B, and they're both receiving the maximum pension for someone that's 65 years old, so $1,254 per month. Now, if spouse B passes away, spouse A would actually not receive any survivor benefit because they are already receiving the maximum amount that someone can receive at 65. Now, let's say that spouse A and spouse B are both receiving $1,000 per month from their CPP. If spouse B passes away, spouse A would be entitled to a survivor's pension of $254 per month, because that would bring their CPP up to $1,254 a month. Now, on average, Canadians that are 65 years old receive about $728 per month. Okay, so let's use those averages. Again, let's assume spouse A and spouse B are both receiving $728 per month. If spouse B passes away, spouse A would be eligible for a survivor pension of 60% of spouse B's CPP, because that would keep them under the maximum that one person is eligible for at age 65. Okay, so to clarify, spouse A is receiving CPP of $728 per month, and they are now eligible to receive the survivor benefit of 60% of spouse B's pension. So in total, spouse A is now receiving $1,165 per month, which is still under the maximum of $1,254. It's also important to note that the CPP survivor benefit doesn't factor in what time you started your CPP. So if you waited until 70 to start your pension, you wouldn't be eligible for a higher survivor amount. They would still use the maximum that someone is eligible for at age 65. Similarly, if you start your pension at 60, you would still be eligible to receive the maximum amount at age 65. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Hit the subscribe button to be notified of our future videos.